Okay, next we're going to go over deadlifts. Deadlifts are essentially hip hinging with a neutral spine. So if you think about that, I'll show you from the side here. We're hinging at our hips, keeping our spine in a neutral position, and then returning to that standing position. That's essentially a deadlift. We're going to use an object, so if you have your dumbbells, go ahead and grab those. This can be done with essentially anything. You can grab a backpack, a gallon of water, a barbell, kettlebell, like I said, dumbbells, or anything else if you want to get creative. So I'm going to use dumbbells, and to start with, we're going to grab our dumbbells, and we're going to have one on each side, and we're going to just think about, again, hinging with that neutral spine. So we're going to tip our hips back, keep our spine nice and neutral, shoulders pulled down and back. And we're going to stand back up, squeezing our butt. I'll show you from a couple different angles here. So again, the order of operations that I think about is when I'm holding these weights, my posture is really tall, shoulders are pulled back, stomach and butt muscles engaged. And then I'm going to send my hips back in space, control that descent, again, while keeping my spine neutral. As soon as my weights touch the ground, or as close as I can get, then I'm going to stand back up, really squeezing my butt to make that hinging motion. I'm going to show you a couple more here. Squeezing my butt, standing back up. Now, a couple things to notice as we're testing these is I want to think about keeping my chin kind of tucked down towards my chest, not overly tucked, but in this nice neutral position. Oftentimes I see people get stuck into doing this right here, which, as you can see, that's not really a good position for my neck. So instead, I'm keeping a nice neutral head and neck position. Okay, go ahead and set your weights down. What we're going to do for this workout is a set of 15 deadlifts, just like we did there. We're going to do that every 2 minutes. We're going to do that for 5 rounds. I'm going to do that with you here. We're going to start in 10 seconds. These shouldn't be fast, but instead focusing on good form. 3, 2, 1, and go ahead. So we're going to grab our weights. Our feet are about hip width apart. We're hinging over at our hips, tapping those weights to the ground, and then squeezing our butt to stand back up. We're going to do that 10 times. Again, don't worry about going super fast. Instead, thinking about really good form. I'm squeezing my butt, pulling my shoulder blades back, both on the way up and on the way down. I'm trying to keep that nice, neutral spine. Make sure that you're breathing. Once you get to 10, you can set your weights down. Make sure you keep your nice neutral spine while you're doing that, and then we're going to relax. You can take some nice deep breaths. We have just over a minute. A couple other things to think about as you're doing our next set is maintaining some breathing throughout the set. And in a perfect world, we breathe out when we're exerting the most amount of force. So for the deadlift, that's going to be as I pick my weight up off the ground, I'm breathing out, and then I'm breathing in on the way back down. Out on the way up, in on the way back down. So that's something you can practice. If that feels like it's too much, don't worry about that for right now. Just focus on moving, hinging properly, keeping your stomach and core muscles engaged, keeping those back muscles engaged. All right, our next set coming up here in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and grab your weights. 10 repetitions. Really squeezing your butt. Shoulders back, keeping your stomach muscles engaged. Once you get to 10, you can set those to the ground and relax. Control your breathing. The goal right now is not for this to feel super, super challenging or extremely cardiorespiratory demanding. It's instead to really train our body to move in this particular movement pattern and get really good and really dialed in at moving that specific way. And so we're just kind of building this across sets. If you find that this feels really easy and you feel like you want to use some more weight, that's okay. You can go ahead and upgrade your weight as we go throughout this. You can either do a few sets at one weight and then add some weight, or if you prefer, you can add each round, add a little bit of weight. That's totally a good option as well. Or just stick with the same weight like I'm doing throughout the 5 sets. Our next set is coming up here in about 15 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Grab your weights. And hinge it back. Weight on those heels. 10 repetitions. Make sure that you're breathing. Keep squeezing your butt. Keep your core tight. Once you get to 10, set those down. Take some big deep breaths. One thing to think about is when we're doing this type of workout, when our focus is training our neurological system and getting our body to really adapt these new patterns, we want to make sure that we're not rushing it. In addition to that, we want to make sure that we're taking enough rest time. And right now, we're ended up getting about 1.5 minutes rest time each round-ish, depending on how swiftly you get through those reps. But the benefit of that is, one, we get to recover mostly, so the next set we can really go after it again. And two, we're not becoming so overloaded with the cardio demand that we're then losing form, losing positioning, and kind of losing our focus on this. So we got about 20 seconds before round number 4. And again, just continue to think about good posture, hinging at those hips. 10 seconds. Feel free to grab water whenever you get a chance at a break as well if you need some. Going in 3, 2, 1, and go ahead. Grab those weights. 10 repetitions. Shoulders down and back. Weight on your heels. Nice neutral spine. Try to avoid rounding your back. Once you get to 10, set those down. And again, try to take some big inhales, slow exhales to help bring your heart rate down. We have 1 round coming up. And just as I mentioned earlier, if you feel like you want to add a little bit extra weight, this would be a great time to do it for the last round. If you have that available for you, you're also welcome to stick with the same weight you've been using. Whenever you get a chance, if you can slow your exhale, that's a really good way to bring your heart rate down. Take a big inhale and then a very slow exhale. We have 30 seconds, then we have 1 more round. 15 seconds, then our final set of 10. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Grab your weights. Get yourself set. Do our 10 reps. Shoulders down and back. Weight on your heels. Make sure you're breathing. Once you get to 10, you can set those down for the last time. All right, very good job. You're all finished.